Hi everyone, so as you can see today I am barefaced and that's going to change obviously because it is a main channel video, not a vlog. So today, as you'll be able to tell by the title, I am doing the writing and makeup tag. I have already done my primer, so I'm actually going to insert that clip here. Okay, so I don't think I've ever really been facially bare in a main channel video before, but I am going to be doing my primer now. So the primer is Barry M's Flawless Original Primer. And it's like a serum kind of thing, I think. The question is, what is your brainstorming process or favourite brainstorming tip? So, brainstorming for me is, I have mentioned this in maybe some of my vlogs, I'm not entirely sure, but with the definition of love, what I did when I was brainstorming was I actually just had a load of scene ideas in one document, and that was my brainstorming process. And then I printed that all off and cut them up and arranged them into 5 different parts, and that really worked. My brainstorming tip would be to just dump all of your scene ideas into one document on your computer, or if you don't have a computer or anything like that, just put it in a notebook and then you can arrange them, or just use a piece of paper instead of a notebook because that would be easy, and then you can put all of the pieces of paper in a plastic wallet or a Polly Pocket, whatever you want to call them. So before I start putting anything on my face, I'm actually going to pull my hair back because I just don't want to get foundation in my hair. Starting off with foundation, let's actually find my foundation within this bag of lots of different makeup bits. I am actually going to use quite a summery foundation because it's been quite summery lately, and so I'm going to put a summery foundation on. Okay, so the foundation is Rimmel London's Wake Me Up in 010 Light Porcelain because I am the lightest shade in pretty much every foundation. And the question is, are you a gardener or architect? I.e., do you outline or not? I definitely outline. My outlining method is tedious. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but with the definition of love, I basically said this in the primer question, but I basically get a load of scene ideas in one place or in one document, then I printed that off, and that helped me to outline, and that was kind of like my pre-outlining method. So I have been calling it, and so my outlining method is actually tedious, and there used to be a time when I didn't outline, but that was like a while ago. I am not a makeup artist, and I think you can tell my methods aren't the best. Foundation is done. I am now obviously going to move on to concealer, and the question for concealer is, love revision or hate it? What's your revision process like? I don't really have a revision process, but I've got one book that I've only just started revising, and that is SOS, and I'm rewriting SOS, so I don't really know what my revision process looks like actually, and because I'm rewriting, it's taking me a long time, and I don't really know if I love it or hate it. I guess it'll be a case of figuring that out, like once I start really getting into really like editing. And by the way, the concealer I am using is Collection's Lasting Perfection in number 1 Fair. Eye primer, I'm just going to quickly put some on. So moving on to powder, I'm actually going to quickly powder under my eyes and around my nose. And on my forehead. Just a little bit on my forehead, really. And then I obviously do go over with a brush, but the question is, endings. Do you write chronologically or start at the end? Do you know your ending when you start? For happy endings or bittersweet? So I always write chronologically, because if I don't, then I won't write the boring scenes that I know I need to write. I usually know my endings or my end or the end of the book when I start writing, because I outline so tediously before I start writing. I always know I always know the ending of my book. When it comes to what type of ending, I guess I prefer a happy ending. So I'm actually going to move on to contour next, because I do my makeup in a weird order. And the contour question is, tell us about the dark parts of your book. Who is your villain / antagonist? What dark, creepy, tough things do your characters face? To be honest, there isn't really any antagonists in the definition of love, but there are quite a few like dark and tough things that the characters go through, because it's obviously a new adult romance contemporary novel. So if you don't know what the book is about, it's basically about a girl that deals with self-harm and anxiety, and then this boy that goes through depression, and they basically deal with a lot of different things. Throughout the book, Lenny is working in the local swimming pool as a lifeguard, kind of. She has like colleagues that they take turns with, and I guess the only like tough things they go through are the fact that Lenny has to deal with a staff shortage because her employer just can't be bothered. Well, not really. It's a bit different than that, but they are just short on staff, and they are trying to recruit throughout the book. They don't actually get anywhere with it until the end. So dark, creepy things, dark, tough things they face. So I guess because it's a contemporary, it's not really anything special or anything really dark. So there isn't really any dark parts to it, but there is definitely depression, anxiety, self-harm. There was one other thing, suicide. That's mentioned a lot in the definition of love, which is why it's a new adult, because of the content in the book is far from suitable for young adults. So now I'm going to move on to brows. Titles. Do you come up with them before you start, during or after? Is titling your work important to you or nah? Yes, titling is important to me, because I find that if I don't have a title, I usually start with the title, but with some that's not the case. Obviously, the 5th book in the Secret series still does not have a title, and it's mainly because I'm not really thinking about it that much. If I was thinking about it a lot more, I would probably have a title by now, but I don't. Yes, it is important for me to title my projects, because I don't know why, but I prefer having a title for a project before I start working on it. I am just going to set my brows with some brow gel and then I'm going to move on. So moving on, am I moving on to eyeshadow already? Oh god, I don't think I'm actually going to put that much on. Some people go monochromatic and some people blend. Do you love big or small casts? And what's your favourite character developmental hack? So, for me, I think with characters, I like to make sure that every character has a purpose. And by the way, I'm just going to be using Makeup Revolution's Reloaded Eye Palette in Iconic Fatality. A big cast for me, like, I would feel like all of the characters wouldn't have a purpose. So I'd have to try and combine characters, and I would not enjoy that. So I'd just start off with the small cast and then build it up if I need to. I prefer small casts, but there is quite a big cast for the Definition of Love series, or the Definition series. That's going to have a big cast because basically most of the books are going to be like all standalones within a series. So if, like, when I do actually finish the whole series, you could read any of the books in any order. What's your favourite character development hack? I don't really have any, to be honest. I just write the first draft and that's how I get to know my characters. So I don't actually wear eyeliner because I have like hooded eyes. So I don't wear it. So I will answer the question though, and that is, what is the hardest thing for you to write, or things for you to write? I reckon probably the very beginning of the book, the first ever chapter, is probably the hardest part for me to write, like when it comes to the first draft. Or the first like 1,000 words or so are quite hard to write for me. And then question 8, which is mascara. I'm actually going to curl my lashes. Should have been doing that while answering the question, to be honest, I think. Okay, so question 8 is, do you write long or short? Or question, not like question 8, but mascara question. The mascara question is, do you write long or short? What is your typical first draft word count? With, what mascara should I use? I'm going to use this one, and this is Makeup Gallery's Turn Up the Volume and Define Waterproof Mascara. And so word count for first drafts. So I wrote about 80,000 words for the first draft of Secrets of a Singer. And then for Adrenaline Rush, which I don't really talk about anymore, I got about 66,000 words. So I don't really have an average. And I'm hoping for the Definition of Love's first draft that it's gonna be about 100k or over 100k words. So for the question, do you write long or short? I guess I'm not an underwriter, I'm not an overwriter. I guess I'm in the middle, so my word count does generally, it's usually is where I want it to be. I am now going to move on to, what do I usually move on to next? Blusher. I'm going to use Makeup Revolution's blush palette in Sugar and Spice. I think I might use this one in the top corner here. Who are you most scared to share your work with? Probably everyone, to be honest, because I don't really share much with anyone at all. So I think I would be scared of sharing my work with everyone. I think I'm most scared to share it with people outside of my family, because my family are generally supportive of my writing. And I actually do have a poem published in a teen anthology. I'm just scared of sharing it with like friends at college and my personal tutor. I would be petrified. And then we have highlight. But for highlight, I'm actually going to use Revolution's Ultra Pro Glow highlighting palette. And I'm not entirely sure which one to go for. Yeah, let's go for the pink one. So let's start off with putting some here and then some here. highlighter is favourite type of scene to write. I don't actually really know. Action scenes, romance scenes, kissing scenes. I would probably say, I don't actually know because I love writing loads of different scenes. I would probably go for action scenes, I guess. Action, yeah, because I like that kind of thing. Moving on to lips. I'm just going to put a bit of lip balm on because my lips are so dry. I can either use this lipstick, which is Revolution Pro's Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigment in Visionary. I think I'm just going to put this on. That is it for my makeup. Well, not really, I still need to put some setting spray on. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe down below and ding that bell if you want to have notifications from me every single time I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!